gets strangely close to Daniel Jones from the Giants. Daniel, is that you? Beat the Chiefs. Show me. If the Broncos and Russell Wilson can show me that they can beat the Chiefs, then I will start believing.
And the crowd up. And so are this defense, and Kansas City won't snap the ball again. The Denver Broncos have beaten the Kansas City Chiefs.
David Montgomery on the Lions. Former Bear, gonna make this his revenge game for sure. David Montgomery gets the touchdown that ices the game. No! And there's a flag. There's flags. There's flags. There's flags. There's flags. Snap. Hold. Kick.
Denver wins! Denver wins! Let's go!
They open. No!
What happened? Oh shit. I don't know what's going on, but Bo Nix is out for the rest of the season with a broken bone in his ankle. We're just discovering this right now. Shocking. Disappointing. Probably the only thing that could have brought us down. It was the second of the last play of the game.
One of the biggest what ifs.
It was on the roughing the passer. It was on the roughing the passer. Can we get like a second opinion? Yeah, Sean's. He's scheduled to have surgery Tuesday. It was the second of the last play. Birmingham.
The one thing about it, he's such a strong, faith-based guy. He's sitting there all the way with his family and coming over and talking. On the second to last play in overtime, Bo fractured a bone in his right ankle. He's scheduled to have surgery Tuesday of this week, which will put him out for the rest of the season. Steady's ready to go. And it was the second to last play before he threw the pass to Mims. Birmingham is where he'll have the surgery with Dr. Waltrip, and I don't really think there's any other questions. In other words, this is what it is, and we felt like it'd be best to just tell everyone now. I'll take questions.
Sean, just after such an emotional victory, how deflating is it to get that?
Tell you what, the one thing about it, he's such a strong, faith-based guy. He was sitting in the hallway with his family, and I went over and we're all talking to him. And, he knows, that God's got a plan for him. And he said he had one in high school. And then he said he had one at Auburn. And I said, I didn't realize that. I said, if I'd have known that, I wouldn't have drafted you. But he's a tough cookie. And I said, listen, I believe you're the second quarterback in year 2 to take your team to a championship game. And the first is Mahomes. And this team all year has lost key players. And we'll rise up for the next challenge, and we'll go from there.
Coach to your left, how do you want to see the guys on the team be there for him? And then what is your message to those guys as you obviously have more football to play?
A handful of the team knows that and there'll be a lot of guys learning about it right now, which is tough. This is difficult. Like let's say I had a team meeting tomorrow at 9, I would have tried to have kept it so I could talk to the team first. But the odds of something like this being kept quiet till Monday at 9 are impossible. And so I felt like, in essence, I'm talking to the team now. So, look, they'll be disappointed. There'll be a lot of emotions, and then the refocus takes place. But we celebrate the season for him, and listen, this city's ready, and we'll be ready for the next challenge.
Sean, you just said Stiddy's going to be ready. I'm assuming.
All right, let me pause it right here and first off say that absolutely sucks. It's very unusual that a player plays an entire game and you find out he broke his ankle in that game and he'll be having surgery on Tuesday in Birmingham, Alabama, and he'll miss the remainder of the season. However, Sean Payton, his very first decision he made when he came in was to spend $10 million on a backup quarterback, which is a little unusual. But he did because he liked Stidham and he believed in him, and he thought that it was important for Denver to have a really good backup quarterback. Fast forward to the preseason this year. Okay. Stidham played better than Bo Nix in the preseason. I'm not saying I would rather have Stidham out there than Nix. That's absurd to even allude anything remotely close to that. Of course not. I mean, Bo Nix just became the second quarterback in NFL history to take his team to the conference championship in his second year. Mahomes was the first to do that. So to think that this is, the end of the road for him, I mean, it's hard. It's hard because there's a part of you that's like, man, this will always be the what if season. What if Bo Nix didn't break his ankle and we had him for the conference championship? But I believe we can win the conference championship with Jarrett Stidham. And I'm not just saying that. I fully believe that. When you look at this team and how great the defense is and the takeaways, Nix was able to slay the biggest dragon today. The next two games, the next game is either against Houston or against New England, both of which will take place in Denver. And that alone makes me feel confident. God, this sucks. I feel it sucks for Bo Nix. It sucks for Bo Nix. It doesn't. I'm not even mad for the Broncos. I'm mad for him on a personal level because this was his opportunity, and he earned this by putting his team in position to play in this game. He won all those close games. He threw that touchdown to Mims. And on a roughing the passer play on the second of last play in the game, something like this happens. Man. Never seen anything like it. Never seen anything like this. This is just gut-wrenching. Absolutely gut-wrenching. I can't believe it. All right. This is...
As Vern said, a lot of the starters out there for Denver,
including
Nick Bonito, is coming off the edge. That is in the air to Watkins.
This is our first preseason game.
And he's finally caught by the former 49er, Talanoa Hufanga. The speed of the rookie on display.
And he's got it. I said...
Tight ends in the game.
In year number... I believe that was...
Former 49ers draft pick. Looking magic on special teams and brings a lot of veteran experience to this receiver room. Play action.
All right, Nick. See.
Beal brings him down. The ball came out. The Niners say they have it. The official was saying that.
Now, here's Jared Stidham.
They have it.
Here's like a look at him.
Pressure off the edge. Valdez in pursuit. Stidham gets away from him, keeps his feet, and is able to get down inside the line to gain and the 15-yard line. Looking like Bo Nix.
Bo Nix.
These quarterbacks like to take off and run and extend the plays, and he's trying to...
The toss. And that is Gifford, who comes flying in, the linebacker. Luke Gifford, the undrafted free agent back in 2019, spent the last 2 years in Tennessee. Carolina had 5 tackles last night. Both of them played their college football at Nebraska. Now it's 3rd down and 7. 49ers back out. A 9, pressure off the edge, and from the middle, the sack.
Takes the sack.
Good call by Robert Saleh and great execution up front.
49.
I thought the tackling, which is a challenge early in the preseason.
Stidham with time, patting it wide open. Here's the tight touchdown. End. And Lucas Kroll saying, where is that?
Forcing the throw.
Stidham steps up on the money, and there's Trent Sherfield, the former 49er. Makes the catch.
That's a good concept, good play call, and good execution by Stidham, stepping up in the pocket and throwing it right in the hole.
That's not even a good way to say it. I mean, this is a really solid player that has an opportunity to change his career. Look at that. I mean, if Stidham wins if he wins 2 football games, he's going to be a franchise quarterback somewhere.
It was that last 2 steps.
I mean, this
is where the separation happened. You can see Flowers' great position, eye on the ball. As soon as he took his eye off the ball, you start seeing a little bit of separation, and really well done by Sherfield to come down with that football on his fingertips.
That's right. Are they able to
his face mask and then pulling it in?
No, we don't
that
want
ball
him.
secured while both feet were still down.
Good chance over Rivers.
Now he gets it out quick again.
No, Sean is really high on
Chase
Stidham.
Lucas
Like I
nearly
said,
got there. The tackle made by Jacob Robinson.
Just to bring Stidham in as a
They
backup.
back out, bring 4. Stidham steps
Sean
up.
really
Stidham's
likes
going to tuck it
Stidham.
and run. Stidham looking for the sticks, and he gets stonewalled. The ball came out. It's still loose, and who fell on it?
So that was
Pressure.
the first game. Then let's see week 2. I think it was the Cardinals game where he like really broke out. I think he played the whole
Carter stays in the backfield.
the whole game. Yep.
Off the play action. Stidham rolling to his right and throwing.
And then this is
There's
when
Evan
Stidham
Ingram down
started
the
getting
sideline
comfortable.
for the big gain. Ingram is still running well into Arizona territory. Well-designed pass play from Jarrett Stidham.
He's going to come across the field here, catch the ball. Look at the block, too.
Great ball
by Franklin,
placement.
giving him some space. And here's what I love. He keeps going. Evan Ingram is going to be the 8th fastest tight end to get 500 catches in his short career. He is explosive. He is sure-handed. He is a piece on this offense the Broncos have not had. And you never...
That might be enough to get him out of there.
Ingram's done for the night. That's all we need.
Stidham rolling away from trouble, throws wide
Good
open.
pocket
It is
presence.
caught. There's Pat
Good
Bryant.
throw.
Makes a man miss, and he's inside. Broncos touchdown. Give us the
production meetings.
Then
He
they
watches
run it with
film.
Harvey
That's
to
what you want to see
score.
at a young rookie wide receiver.
Give us the Harvey straight ahead, and he swung into the end zone for the Broncos
then-
touchdown from 8.
Stidham back
2
on the
incompletions.
field.
Takes the snap.
3rd and 15.
Cards rushing 4. Pocket collapses.
Staying alive.
Stidham squeezes
Stop.
through. Steps
Look at
and
that.
fires. Hits Pat Bryant for first down yardage.
Right here at the bottom of your screen.
Here comes some pressure. It's
Stidham-
picked up nicely by the Broncos. Stidham steps and fires.
Stidham is gonna-
in traffic.
look,
Pat Bryant goes
People
up to
don't
make
realize
the catch.
Stidham's been with Sean
Inside
Payton
the
for
30.
3 years now.
Working on
3
Keitrell
years.
Clark
He's
of the
been
Cardinals.
in
Good for 16.
the room, in the QB room,
80
on the
seconds to
field,
play
getting reps.
in the quarter. Stidham
Taking
has
his
time.
brain.
Lofts one sideline.
Like, Stidham's- you guys haven't
Franklin
seen
into the
Stidham.
end zone. Touchdown
You
Broncos.
haven't seen what
And a
Sean has
beautiful
been
ball
doing with
right
this
on
guy
time
for 3
from
years.
Jarrett Stidham again.
Stidham throwing this
It's
before
like
Franklin even
like a
was looking
car
for
that's
the ball.
been
So
in the
Jarrett
garage
Stidham
under
just
a
diagnosing the
tarp.
defense immediately.
And it's
looking
like,
to
wow,
his
we didn't
right
think
when
we
he
were going to have
began,
to pull
and
out
then said, and
the
then floats it
65
right in between
Mustang.
the corner and the safety.
You know, it's not our daily
Teammate of mine
driver,
that's playing for the Cardinals.
but it's a good
we'll
thing
get to
we
that in a second.
got it.
Cardinals on the return.
I mean,
DeMarcado
Stidham
cuts
looks
to the middle.
incredible.
25-30 and out to the
From what
30.
we saw from him, he
Second half, we saw
looks
loosening
incredible.
up earlier. Stidham stays in there, hands to Bidet,
Not
and
much
he
of
is
a
met
running
immediately
game
in the backfield
in
for a
this one.
loss of 1 on the play. Broncos have sold out every home game since 1970. Another
perfect
completion there. I'll
pass
say that
right
again.
there.
The Broncos have sold out every home game since 1970.
Every offensive coordinator just saw that in the NFL saying, do we have that play?
10 plays already over 10 yards. Now Stidham wants the end zone.
Another
Back
dart.
shoulder and
I
it's
mean-
caught. Troy Franklin. It's another dime for Jarrett Stidham. And he finds Franklin again.
and that was just the
for
first
a
half.
beautiful touchdown.
Franklin
I mean, look at-
screaming with joy at the end. It meant more to him than anybody in this stadium. What I love, you're going to hear this all.
I think they're going to be. I think as a team they're going to be okay. It's just like I said, all of my disappointment right now. It's 100% about Bo Nix. You know, I mean, even if Jarrett Stidham wins, the next 2 games and we win the Super Bowl, it's going to be like, look, anybody could have done it. It wasn't Bo Nix. And I guess that's the part that's the most disappointing, is because, like, I believe the toughest opponent Bo Nix just beat. I don't think Stidham wins this one, but I do think he could win the next one. Ah, my goodness. Ah. Man. All right. Well, we got to shift gears and go to the Seahawks 49ers, but 6-17 right now, 3rd and 10. Crafty said this has shades of Derek Carr's leg break at the end of the Raiders 2016 season. Forgot about that one. The question is, are they able to beat the Bears if they find a way to get to the Super Bowl? I think so. Quick throw. Caught. Seattle almost in the red zone. Man, isn't there like a second opinion we could get?
News.
I mean, literally broke his ankle on the play before the kneel down. It's the most outrageous shit I've ever heard of. I'm looking at the play right now. I don't see anything weird. I just can't believe he was able to run down the field and take the knee and do the post-game interview and walk off the field, and he has a broken ankle? Touchdown Hawks. Wow. In Seattle, looking like they're about to start pouring it on the 49ers. Why does this have to be real life? Oh. If this game doesn't even go to overtime, none of this happens. Ah. Oh my God. Kenneth Walker getting in the end zone there. 24-6. Jeez. Oh, man. 6-24. Whew. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Here we go, 6-24. Let's see if Brock Purdy can answer here. Incomplete. Man. Purdy gonna run it himself. Man. Kevin Stefanski is going to be the Falcons' new head coach. Oof, almost intercepted. All right, 6-24 is the end of the first half here. So, 18-point lead for the Seahawks. Emergency press conference coming 20 minutes ago. Oh my goodness.
Santa Clara, who's going to be there? And it's like the balloon just went pop. Like someone just stuck a needle to our balloon, man. Like, this doesn't even feel real because you know what that was? That was 4 hours of stress. That was 4 hours of trauma. Yes. They came out on top. They didn't score on the first possession. To me, that was a death sentence. And they somehow get the football back on an unbelievable Jaquan McMillan interception.
I can't believe it.
On the field, they committed it. The Broncos get the ball down the field, and they kick a field goal to get one of the most satisfying wins of our lifetime. And then we find out because Sean has to come back to the podium and Nix broke his ankle. I don't even feel like this is real life. They're 2 wins from a title, and to me, they couldn't feel further away. We're in the simulation. We're in the wrong one. We're supposed to be in the simulation where Lowe's still healthy because, like you, the stress.
I think, though, a lot of people forgot we have a really good backup. I'm just sad for Bo Nix. Like, I still think we can win next week, but I'm just disappointed that he won't be the one that gets, the credit because he's the one that put us in this position. Oh, goodness. I'm sure they're going to talk about it right here in the halftime show. All right. Let's see what they say. Man, I just wish it could have been like a second opinion. We're going to have another doctor look at it because he seems so normal on the field. It's the weird part. Yeah, that's what Sean was saying in high school, I guess, too, I think. I mean, I can't believe there was nothing he could do to tape it up and power through. Yep. It said, was it a costly victory? We'll tell you why after this. This is when the world's about to find out. Most people have no clue. Man. Oh, my gosh. Like, I really feel good about our backup quarterback, and I think we can win. Did you text Courtney? What did she say? Oh. Exactly. Why is that more important? Yeah. How do both teams feel like they lost? Nick, I don't think our season's over. This was the play. Wait, what play was that? Bo Nix broke his ankle, Ginge. Yeah. Well, I thought I just posted this, but go back to the Cardinals Broncos preseason week 2 game. And look how good Jared Stidham played in that game. Like a lot of people don't realize Stidham was paid $10 million, which is a large amount for a backup quarterback. And this was when, like, we didn't really know about Bo Nix. We didn't know if he was going to be available. And Sean selected Stidham as, like, an actual option to be our long-term answer, potentially. Unfortunately for Stidham, Bo Nix was on the board at number 12, and that never worked out for Stidham. But we've seen Stidham in the preseason 3 years now. And in the preseason this year, he was amazing. I mean, he look up the Cardinals game. He was like, I think he was like 17 for 17 for 3 touchdowns. And you could just see the growth in him being in the same system under Sean Payton with Bo Nix and with our defense, whether it's the Texans or the Patriots. Like, I think Stidham can do enough to get us a win and get us to the Super Bowl. My disappointment is all towards Bo Nix not being able to be the quarterback for that moment. I mean, it's his moment, and now somebody else is going to come in. Like, we're going to get behind him and hope he does well, but this was kind of this was like that moment for Nix that kind of like puts him in that elite category. He became the second quarterback to go to a conference championship game. Mahomes, the only other to do it in his second year. So it just really sucks that he can't play 2 more football games. And just the fact that we were 1 play away from getting out of this without this situation coming up. And I don't expect the mainstream media or anybody to know that Jared Stidham has actually grown a lot and played really well in the preseason, and they're probably going to think our season's doomed. But really, the only season that ended is Bo Nix's. That's just crushing. But, Nix has his faith, and he was in the locker room. He said his parents were back there with him. And, he told Sean that God has a plan. And, we're going to, I guess, do the surgery on Tuesday so that he'll be ready to go for the start of next year. And it sucks, but, he'll be there cheering on the team. And all we can do is really just get behind Jarrett Stidham. And I just hate that the narrative is going to be, if Stidham goes out and plays a good game, it's just going to be all about how Bo Nix was never special. And, look, you could put any quarterback in, and, we know that's not entirely true. But for Stidham, he has an opportunity to win 2 football games and sign maybe $100 million contract to be a franchise quarterback somewhere. I mean, that's really on the table. If Stidham wins 2 football games, he's a Super Bowl champion. And you're telling me he's going to stay a backup? No. He would get a long-term contract. So, on one hand, try not to focus on the Bo Nix. Bo Nix is going to be our quarterback for the next 18 years probably. There's going to be a lot more moments, and this will always be the season that was what if he didn't break his ankle. If Stidham loses in the conference championship, it's like, man, I'll be a grandpa still, like, man, that one year, that was our year. But if you focus on Stidham, it's a little more positive because here's a young guy now that has an opportunity to make generational wealth. And I mean, what an opportunity. You don't get these opportunities. They just don't happen. And now Stidham is going to have this rare opportunity. And we're going to be at home. We're going to have his back. And we're going to have to get it done. And Stidham, his entire life can change in just a matter of 3 weeks. Let me start from the top. If it hasn't been mentioned, Broncos can't sign Rivers because he was under the Colts contract when the season ended. I don't think you're as much trouble as you think you are, Nick. Let's be honest, man. Bo isn't the reason for the record or the win. He's been excellent in his role, but he's not propelled them per se. You'll miss him in the fourth quarter. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely. I mean, I don't know. I disagree. That we're gonna have to do an entirely. It's a whole new situation. We just scratch the old. I mean, it's hard to say yeah, the guy that has the most come from behind wins in NFL history in his first 2 years isn't the reason you've won per se. I would go on a limb and say that he is the reason we've won those games because like the throw to Marvin Mims at the end of this game. That those moments that he makes those plays, that's what wins games. And then we're hoping Stidham can come up and make those same plays. The difference is this isn't like Mahomes with the Chiefs last year. We have a good team around him. But look at our defense today. We were giving up, probably like 10 yards per play. It seemed like they never got to third down. And when they did, it was like, oh my God, hopefully. I think there was like 3 times today where it was 3rd and 4 or longer. I mean, our defense hasn't been holding up their end of the bargain. So, I mean, how many people would it took Denver to win today if you told us Buffalo scores 30? Probably not many at all. So, if Denver's defense was holding teams to, if this was like Super Bowl 50, where Peyton Manning was like a shell of himself and we still were able to get it done, just this defense is giving up more points than that team ever would have, more yards. They know though, like they're gonna have to play much better because now it's in their hands and Stidham, but we can't get into a game script like today with Stidham. Pull off what Darnold did. Yeah, and hopefully not lose. Defense put you guys in position to win any game. I mean, they gave up 30 today. They also got a lot of turnovers, but I mean, today was a team win. It wasn't one phase of the game. Yeah, and I try to tell Nick too, like, I think Stidham's a lot better than people think. Stidham's a lot better than people think. A lot better. Just trust. Like I said, I'm just disappointed for Bo Nix. It really has nothing to do with our season. I mean, obviously a little disappointed for our season, but it's just... And it looks like Tongues, tight end for 49ers, just got hurt. The 49ers pretty much know that they need to come out and score on this opening drive if they want to even have a prayer of coming back into this game. Oh my God, you guys. I can't believe it. 3rd and 3 and they run the ball. Man. Sack lunch. Seattle. I appreciate you, Jinja. I do. Oh my goodness. Oh. 49ers don't look like they're going to win this one, man. 49ers look like they're in trouble. Yeah, you can see right here. You can see right here. Look right
bring
here.
out a guy that Sean Payton had down in New Orleans. He wanted him here.
He's had him with his legs. It was in his hands the whole time.
If they win, if this kick is converted, they will host next. Bring out a guy that Sean Payton had down in New Orleans. He wanted him here. He's had
him with his legs. It was in his hands the whole time.
If they win, if this kick is converted, they will host next.
Man. Speech to talk thought that was a question. That does suck, man. Question mark? What? He's doing good. He's doing good. He's still celebrating the big win. I haven't told him the news yet. Let me show you something here. Let me see. Upload files. Download. Oh my gosh. McCaffrey may not be able to go. He's questionable to return. I think it just gets to a point for the Niners where they just couldn't stay healthy. Second and 18. They're going to hand it off to Kenneth Walker, and he's going to pick up 4. Wow. And the Niners are about to score again. All right, 4th and 2, they're going to kick a field goal. This is probably going to be the hardest thing Bo Nix will ever go through. $27-6. I feel like they shouldn't have said anything about it until tomorrow, just so the fans could enjoy this. I mean, it wouldn't change anything in the long run. At least fans could have enjoyed the rest of the night, you know? But ladies and gentlemen, Jared Stidham is coming for the Super Bowl. Too much? All right, sorry. I'm coping over here. Interception. Oh my gosh. This is going to just be a rout. This is just turning into a rout. 6-27, and the Seahawks turn. Well, the Seahawks don't. The 49ers turn the ball over. Oh my God. Hey man, just want to let you know that you are the last live video on my YouTube live. Enjoy the game. Thanks, brother. Thank you. That's awesome. Rainbow Properties. Let's go. That's probably ball game right there. Yeah. That's probably why people decided to get off. I mean, it's just not looking like this is the type of game that the 49ers are going to come back from without Christian McCaffrey and Fred Warner on the road. If anything, this is going to be 34-6 here in a second. Remember, the Vikings had this quarterback on their roster, and they decided to go with J.J. McCarthy. I mean, look, you're in this league long enough. Even the best coaches are going to be on the wrong side of some decisions. This one's already the wrong side. And I was on record being very adamant about keeping Sam Darnold for the Vikings and how you can't just let him go. You have to, once in a while, your plans, something better comes along, and you got to roll with it. Dallas drafted Dak Prescott. They didn't expect him to be the starter. He balled out in the preseason. Something better was in store. Russell Wilson. I mean, the Seahawks paid, I think, Matt Flynn like $100 million contract, and then Russell Wilson was drafted as the backup, and then balled out in the preseason. And oh well, who cares? We paid Matt Flynn $100 million. Well, we got Russ on a rookie deal, so it all. I mean, what difference does it make? Financially, it's the same thing. Russell Wilson, the backup, Matt Flynn starting, or vice versa. It's the same amount of dollars. You can't get caught up in like trying to justify, well, we have to start the guy who we paid all the money to. Do you? And Seattle was smart. They went with Russ. And he won him a Super Bowl in his second year. And then I feel like that was the Vikings. Like, you drafted J.J. McCarthy, and then you bring in Darnold to just be like that one-year bridge guy, and he did what he did. And it's like, that's when you're supposed to flex. And he got too confident. He really started to believe, I believe, that he started believing that I can succeed with any quarterback, and took a little bit of credit away from Sam Darnold. Now, Sam Darnold has a lot of help. I mean, this is a really good defense. You see the way they fly around on defense, good weapons on offense. This is kind of like the situation he was in with the Vikings, but just a better defense. He's got 11 completions for 100 yards. But look at, I mean, the 49ers just can't stop a cold in Antarctica right now. I'm going to be real. I'm rooting for the Texans to get there first. What? What the hell are you talking about? Get that comment out of here. What kind of Bronco fan cheers for another team? That is the dumbest thing. Nick, I thought you were a Broncos fan this whole time. There's no way. There's no way. That's impossible that you feel that way. Unheard of. I've seen too many quarterback controversies to believe in Stidham. Oh my gosh. Kenneth Walker. 49ers D parting like the Red Sea. All right. Holy crap. It's 33-6. This is so deflating for the 49ers when you're in a game like this, because it's like you can't forfeit, you can't quit. You also know that you're not coming back. And you start wondering, like, if you're the Seahawks. I mean, you see what happened to Bo Nix. You want that to happen to your guys? I mean, at some point you got to pull. Nick said, injuries apparently do mean something. It's a division game that makes it worse. How long is let me look this up. Broken or what? Fractured ankle. Fractured ankle recovery time. Sprain. Fracture. Here's a picture of a typical fractured ankle. So I guess this right here, I guess, is it the ligaments? Your provider will do x-rays, see your injuries, healing, let you know you can return to regular activities. Most people need 6 to 10 weeks to fully heal. Six to 10 weeks? So by the NFL draft, he'll be good to go. I mean, so he's in no serious risk of missing time or anything like that. You get worried about these late season injuries, man. Looks like McCaffrey's back in the game. Hey, maybe we can get J.K. Dobbins back by next week. Purdy trying to get the edge. Manageable third down. Oh, no. No, he wouldn't be back. No. But a legitimately sincere tweet from Nick Wright. I have one Bronco fan in my life, and I'm legitimately devastated for him, and therefore the rest of you. Despite my up to this point incorrect skepticism about your team and quarterback, I can't remember a more gutting injury. Really sick. 4th and 3, and Brock Purdy is running around for his life. Incomplete. Now they're going to say he stepped out of bounds before he even threw it. Oh for 5 on 4th down. This team has been so bad most of my life that just one playoff game, it's not enough, but I'm happy we got that, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah. No, that was a massive, massive win for our franchise. But like I said, I think people are really sleeping on Stidham, and it makes sense because unless you're a huge Broncos fan, you're not keeping up with how our backup quarterbacks are progressing. Now, I happen to have been doing that, and I was so impressed by what I saw from Stidham in the preseason that I thought, I don't think we're going to be able to keep this guy as a backup. People are going to remember, oh, yeah, but he was like on quarterback curse over here. It's like, none of that matters. He's been with Sean Payton and our quarterback coach, Davis Webb, who just got done interviewing for a head coaching job. He's such a good quarterback coach. He's been with them and Bo Nix in that room with them 3 for 3 years. He's an entirely different player, and nobody's had the opportunity to actually see him play. So how would they know? But I do. And like I said, I'm sad and disappointed for Bo Nix. I don't feel like Stidham can't win next week. I know he can. I've seen him play in games where he looked better than Bo Nix. All you have to do is go back to the Cardinals game, preseason week 2, and look at him. Now the one thing that hurts is that he isn't going to have any reps to like warm up. I mean, he's got practice, of course, but you wish you could have had like a tune-up game, something like that, but he'll be all right. Look at this, Kenneth Walker. Just runs it for 13 yards on first down. Nothing to see here, folks. All right. I'm going to help out. Mary with baby. Obviously, the Niners aren't winning this, and the Seahawks are just going to continue to win. But Stidham's going to be our guy. So I suggest you guys get comfortable with the idea. He gives us the best chance to win. He's been in our system for 3 years. The only reason the Phillip Rivers thing even worked in the Colts is because that was the last team he played for. He knew the system. Like, you can't just like pick up Phillip Rivers and expect him to pick up the playbook. And he's never worked with Sean Payton. Like, that's just not how the NFL works. I mean, this isn't Madden. You got a guy in Jared Stidham who's been in the system for 3 years. Last time we've seen him play in an NFL game, he looked tremendous. And he's going to be our guy. But it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. But I'm going to be praying for you, Bo. Honestly. This is like the worst injury news like in sports that I can remember. I can't remember something like this happening in the playoffs to this extent. Man, I just hope he's all right, you know. I know he's tough and he's going to say all the right stuff, but you know, deep down, I hope he's freaking okay, because this is just, God, it's a lot for a kid to go through. He's still a kid, you know. But tomorrow, me and Rick will be streaming the Bears and the Rams. And then, of course, we're going to figure out who we're playing. Texans or Patriots. It should be a good one. Broncos got the win. So did Seattle. Broncos, Seahawks moving on to the NFC Championship. By the way, the NFC Championship and the AFC Championship will both be hosted in Seattle and Denver. So we know that. But who will Denver and Seattle play? We'll find out tomorrow. I'll see you guys there.